Couples Court with the Cutlers.
We're here today on the case of Howland versus Howland. You all have been together for 7 years, but married for 3 years. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your
Honor. Mr. Howland, you've brought your wife to couples court today. Tell us why you're here.
I brought my wife to couples court today to find out if she's cheating on me physically, emotionally, and especially financially. I mean, I can get over emotional, but financially, I can't get over that.
So financially is the sticking point for you?
Yes.
So
yes.
what is on the line today? Is your marriage on the line?
Yeah, our marriage, our kids, our life, our house, our dog, our grass. I want it all.
Wow.
Okay, all right.
Miss Howland,
Yeah.
do you understand what's on the line today?
I understand everything.
Okay, so you understand that if he finds out you are financially supporting this gentleman, that your marriage is done.
Yeah, I understand.
Mr. Howland, what is
What?
the status of your relationship right now? How are you living?
We cool.
You cool?
We're cool. So you all are living in the same house?
I sleep in the living room, he sleep in the bedroom.
Oh.
Okay.
How long y'all been living like that?
It's been
Since
about a
then?
year.
A year?
Yeah.
Since then, yeah.
You all have not slept in the same bed in a year?
When he get the feeling to want to do something, then he'll call me and
And do you go when he calls you in there?
yeah.
I'm a man.
Okay, so you all are...
Okay, wait a minute. I just gotta say that he's calling on her when he just wants something. That's not cool.
Did you just hear her say she just get away
But
with it?
she goes.
She must like you. I guess
what
you
you said?
enjoyed that.
If he likes it, she loves it. That's... but do
Are you
all-
still in love with her?
Of course.
Are you
So-
still in love with him?
Yeah, I do.
Well, this should be easy.
Well,
we should get this
it
done.
should be easy, but
Yeah.
they're here in couples court, so there's got to be a problem.
There had been a time when you were happy.
I mean,
Yeah, there was. I'm looking at the picture. There was a time when they were happy.
Hey, Marietta
our
is the
first
type
time
of
out.
Marietta is the girl, right? She is the girl that it doesn't take much to please Marietta. But not saying that she doesn't deserve the world, cause she do. But she just ain't the typical woman. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
tell me about that.
Yeah.
dates, like you don't have to. She not a date type of girl. You know what I mean? She be at home. She kids. Like when I met her, she was taking care of kids.
Okay.
So that's what made me settle down. I mean,
I had just had a son. He came in like a month later and took up with him.
Okay.
It's like he adopted him to be his son.
Okay.
All my boys, daddy. Only daddy they know. And he makes me smile. Well, back then he made me smile.
He's making
He
you
still
smile
makes you
now.
smile. Yeah.
But I
at
also
that.
see tears. I also see tears
Why?
in your eye. Why do I see the tears?
Because I know I messed up.
Okay.
And I know I was wrong. But I'm trying to rewrite my wrong.
Okay. How long were you all together before things went wrong?
We was together 6 years.
So y'all got 6 years under your belt.
2014.
Okay.
So 6 good years.
6 good
No,
years.
2014, I'm working. And I'm in what you call this drop mill, right? It's where rubber comes down from the cooker and drops on my drop mill, which spins. I got stuck in it.
In the machine?
In the machine.
Oh my God.
Took my glove off, wasn't nothing there and everything. So my first thing to do was call Marietta. Call Marietta, because that's my first thing to do.
So you had this tragic accident
Right.
where you lose
Right. So I
part
went
of your
working.
hand, and your boo showed up
Right.
and stayed there with
Superwoman.
you. Superwoman, I like it. So this should have been that situation where your marriage is made stronger.
I lost when he got hurt. I lost him. I had to be the mama and the daddy.
Okay.
Cause when
Okay.
he would get mad, where he was in pain, he would take it out on me. He would say things that he don't supposed to say to your wife.
If you had your hand like this for 3 months, how would you feel? All day, tie your hand to your hip, to your side for 3 months.
Were you a little abusive?
I don't know.
Yes,
You don't
tell
know?
me.
Were you
I mean,
difficult?
I'm difficult now and I'm walking. So
Well,
I'm just
the truth will set you free, love.
Yeah,
The truth
but
will
listen,
set you
listen,
free.
You just mentioned that having your hand next to your side for 3
Extra
months.
difficult.
It gets to you.
Yes, it would
And
get
I
to
was
you.
there helping.
Okay, but here's the deal.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me just say this.
Break it down.
Break it down.
Break it down.
Our vows, and I'm gonna presume your vows said
Are the
in
same.
sickness and in health.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
And in sickness and
Thank
health doesn't always mean.
Clap for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. And sickness and health means not only the physical part, but even the emotional, where he's not being kind. You have to give him a whole lot of grace because you have to feel what he's feeling. Now, you're not off the hook, Mr. Howland.
I'm not.
So when she gets tight about you being tight, you got to give her grace. You got to give her and say, I know what did you say? I'm difficult when I'm walking.
Well,
you have to recognize
if you keep running out, how can I give you that grace?
Well, now that's a different conversation. So how did the cheating come in? That's my question.
Well, I knew a friend from back in the day. We used to talk. And he came around and we started talking.
He came around?
He just came around out of the blue? I mean...
No, he wrote me.
Why did he write you?
What did he write
Facebook?
you at? What did he write you at?
Hush.
What? Tell me where
Facebook,
he wrote
Instagram.
you at. Because I want to know, because you never
the
told me
letter
that.
to my mom.
Oh, how did he get the address?
He didn't get it through me.
What?
Okay,
You tell
what is
me.
it that she did that makes you think she was cheating?
I mean, at this time, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know.
At that time?
At this time, it was just her leaving was the problem.
We got into an argument one day. I went over my mom's house to cool down. I come back the next day. I walk in the house. It's nothing in the
Listen,
house.
a cool down
He
is
done
6
stole-
Hold on.
He got rid of everything. I asked him what he do with it. He said he told a story and said that he put it in storage. Come to find out he sold it all.
Okay, wait a minute. Your response to all that is to sell all y'all stuff. Wow.
All right.
There was a whole lot of steps you missed, brother.
Yeah.
Whole lot of steps.
I mean, it was.
And what was the game
understand
plan?
How emotional you got? Was my game plan?
Yeah,
What
once
was
you
the
sold
game
all
plan
your
after you
stuff,
sold
what was the next step?
What was the next step?
Yeah.
I didn't plan that far. It was just I took action then.
Let me just say, reel it in. Reel it in. Okay, so,
It
okay.
wasn't only his stuff, it was my stuff too. And that's what he can't get. He say,
I get that.
You sold everything.
everything. Only thing he left was
She
the
had
TV
tore
and
up
that.
everything. Listen,
No, I didn't.
So you sold everything but the TV.
I mean, because she took it and gave it to the guy that she was sleeping with.
But why was it still there? Why was it still there?
Because it was my kid's TV. Why would I?
He
you
stole
wouldn't
it.
buy
Okay,
it.
so you
Hold on,
didn't
sell
sell
my
the
kids'
TV,
stuff. No, not my
and
kids.
you said she gave it to this man.
I
You
know
wouldn't
she
sell
gave
your
it to
kids'
Okay.
stuff, but you sold the bed.
Mr. Howland, listen. In reaction to what your wife did or what you think she did, you sold
Everything.
everything except the TV.
The kids' TV.
The kids'
that my
TV.
Mom gave me.
All right.
My mom
And that was the only thing in the house.
Better.
And then you gave the TV to your
Boyfriend.
non-boo.
He wasn't no boo. He wasn't nothing. He was just a friend.
Your friend, yeah. Why did you
I don't even have words for this.
Okay, well, just...
I'm so confused. Because let me just say this. I can understand, Mr. Howland, why you like, I get it. How did you find out that the TV had been given to this gentleman?
Cousin told me.
Her cousin told you?
Her cousin.
So what happened? What did you do?
I went up there and got the TV from the guy. That's when me and the guy talked, and the guy was like, man, she didn't tell me that she was married. I say, that's what she told him. And
That's
the guy,
a lie.
and the
He
guy
knew.
said, well, you know she.
Oh,
had
he
been
knew you
writing-
were married?
Yeah,
She
knew I
knows
was
she, you
married.
know, she had been writing me 3 months before I got out, sending me money, right? I'm like, what? And mind you, I know this guy. Like me and this guy, I know him.
So you know the guy. You
Yes.
go to get the
Yes,
television.
yes.
And he tells you, A, I didn't know she was married. B, I've been writing and talking to her. And then the one that really sent you over the top, she been sending me money. Well,
Miss Howland?
I didn't send him any money. Back when me and Jason got together, I was still talking to him back then. But far as now, I wasn't sending any money.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you gave him a television.
did you ask him, are you and my wife having sex?
No, because I'm a player. We don't do stuff like that.
Ah. So how did you find out they were actually
her.
having sex? So she told you.
Yes.
Okay.
And so what did that conversation look like?
It was a deliberately trying to hurt me conversation. It wasn't a trying to, so what? I did that. And it wasn't a fight. It was just a, I want to hurt you type stuff. Why? That's what I want to know why. Like,
He hurt
why do
me.
you feel so much to a man that sacrificed a lot for you?
And I have
I mean,
to.
All right, Miss Howland. Miss
I
Howland.
have to.
Miss Howland, How do we go from that picture right there of the happy times to you sleeping with an ex-friend,
When
a
Jason
former
got
friend?
hurt and he started getting mean.
And one thing led to another?
Yeah.
Okay, so was it a sexual thing? Was it an emotional connection?
It was
What were
not
you
no
looking
emotional
for?
connection. Me and him was just friends. We had sex like twice, and that was it. I let him go.
So
Was it like sex or did you actually have sex?
It was sex.
Okay. Was it like 2 times or was it just 2 times?
It was like 2 times.
I don't know what that means because like
It
2
was
times
2
means.
times.
Either you had sex
Okay,
2
because
times or you
it
didn't.
like, well, it was like 2, but it was actually 4.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah,
I'm
right,
trying to see.
right.
Okay.
so how many
it was-
times have you admitted to?
Twice.
Twice. Mr.
All right.
Howland, has she admitted to those 2 times to you?
I mean, yeah, she admitted it.
Okay.
Do you believe her? Do you believe that she only had sex
Nope.
twice? No.
You think it's been more?
I think it's more.
Do you think it's something going on right now?
The guy kept calling after we so-called got back together, which we never was apart. We was always been married. We never been apart. We never been broke up. So whenever this guy came in,
Your Honor, when you walk in your house and see everything gone, what do that tell you?
Well,
what do that tell you?
It's not something
You don't
good.
want to be with me.
Yeah.
You're splitting up our family when you walk in your house and you don't see anything in there.
What do you think you were telling her when you did that?
that I was angry and I was mad.
That-
And if you
It's sent other signs.
and
than
if
that.
you wanted to mess up your marriage, this how you could do it.
All right. It sounds to me like you've been able to put the physical in the past.
Mm-hmm.
What you are trying to deal with is this finance piece. Why is this so important to you about the finances?
We got Judge. We take on a any given good day. We take care of 6 kids,
Wow.
and you can't take food out of my kids' mouth and give it to
And
a
I
guy.
haven't done it.
It's no way.
And that breaks your heart, the thought of her
It
doing
broke me
that.
down. Not my heart. It broke me down. I didn't really want nothing. And
No
we
food
work
off
so
the
hard
table.
to do what we do.
Okay.
And we don't have a lot to make something with, but we make it happen.
So that's a deal breaker for you?
What?
The financial?
Yes.
That's a
it's
deal
an
breaker for you.
Because we don't,
You
it's
know-
not that good.
Well, we want to get to the bottom of this. The court would like to call certified polygraph examiner Michael Williams. Ron, would you bring Mr. Williams into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Williams, I'll get this call, Mr.
Mr. Williams, good to see you.
See you again.
You are a certified polygraph examiner, that's correct?
That's correct.
In this case, you gave a polygraph examination to Ms. Howland, correct?
That's correct.
Right.
Mr. Howland, are you ready to hear these results?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
You asked Ms. Howland, since being in a monogamous relationship with Jason starting in 2010, other than the 2 times you have admitted to, have you had sexual intercourse with your ex? What was her response to that question?
She said no.
What did the polygraph show?
The subject showed a high physiological response to that particular question, which indicated to me that she was being deceptive.
Miss Howland, I asked you, and you told me 2 times. Did you not? This is your time to come clean. This man says he loves you. He wants you. And you owe him the benefit of the truth right here, right today.
If you've
I
got,
don't care if it was 10 times, 100 times. You owe him. How many times did you sleep with him?
3 times.
All right. We got one more question.
right, Mr. Williams, you asked Ms. Howland, since being in a monogamous relationship with Jason starting in 2010, have you given your ex-boyfriend money? What was her response?
She said yes, she admitted it.
After you sat here and said you didn't?
To
Why you
answer
want
that
to break
question.
my heart so bad? Like, why you break my heart? Like,
It-
what
I
did I
wasn't
do
trying
so
to.
much? So what? I was mean. So what? I was very, you was too. For better or worse, sickness and health, man.
I've been trying to make up for what I done done.
You,
I've been there.
Mr. Howland, when you look at that picture,
it's tainted.
can you get back there?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Mrs. Howland, tell him what you want.
I want us to get back to how we was. Like before he got hurt, we was happy. We was happy. We would go to the movies, do this and do that. That's what I want. I don't want to sleep in the living room. I want to be in the bed with him.
And what do you want, Mr. Howland?
I don't know.
You don't have
know.
a clue of what you want.
No, I mean,
Do you want her back in your bed?
it's her bed. She can sleep in it if she get ready. I sleep on.
But that wasn't my question. My question was, do you want her back in your
I
bed?
don't know, Mr. Culler. I don't know. I don't know. You want a serious?
That's what I-
You
write
do.
it. I write it.
But I
Let you
get
know.
and I
Serious
ask
answer.
him all
I don't
the
know
time.
right now. I don't know.
You do realize that trust is not just words, it's action. You've got to do things so he will trust you again and give you his heart again. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
The court has resources for you, and we say all the time, do not cheat yourself out of a good marriage, a happy relationship, a good family life. This court is adjourned.